My dear viewers, my pleasant greetings, my sincere wishes to all of you. So long in the previous videos, we have seen a lot of matters regarding vocabulary and also about the grammar rules which can be correctly used for having a better spoken English, no? Better spoken English in all ways, in all avenues, in all walks of life. Now and then we have seen, and now again little more today. So just we are now in the garden. Just imagine that we are in the garden. I am just in the garden in the midst of few flowers. So suppose I have a friend with me, I'll be showing the green leaves. So there are many green leaves, very attractive green leaves, fresh green leaves are here, and we can talk about it to our friends. Now, usually when we discuss about the gardening, some of them are very much interested. So in the gardening work, people who are interested always think about the green leaves, the red flowers, the yellow flowers. And we know these adjectives are there, many adjectives are there to describe the fruits, flowers, trees, the atmosphere, the pleasant climate. All these are described in a very good way through many adjectives. The adjectives play a major role in our spoken language because everybody likes to be described in a good way, in an attractive way, in a pleasant way. So, when anything is described, let us think of good adjectives, that is, positive words, which will always describe anything, whatever we say. So, when there is a garden, we just call the gardener, and ask, have you watered these plants? Have you watered these plants? Yes, madam, may be the answer. So today, pour little more water because the climate is getting very hot. So in the hot climate, like us, like human beings, the plants also need plenty of water. So why don't you pour more and more water so that we will get more and more flowers and the garden will look more healthy and more fresh, and greenery is always attractive. Now, greenery attracts the onlookers, the passers-by. So, our house, the atmosphere of the house will be always pleasant, will always give a fresh atmosphere, and the children will enjoy looking at the flowers and the fruits and the leaves because it always gives us joy. We will be able to enjoy the colorful scenery, and we will be able to think also in a colorful way. We can think about very many events, the bygone days, and also the future plans also. When we are in the midst of the trees and plants with our friends, we can plan. We always, very often, we think about the good old days when I was also taking a little sapling and trying to pour water in it and trying to manure it and fighting with our siblings for watering it and manuring it, and every day we enjoy the pleasure of watching the growth of fresh leaves, and we see when there is a fresh leaf, we jump about. That is the enjoyment we have when we are small. And when we grow up also, the same feeling sometimes we get when we enter the garden and when we see the pleasant greenery and also the flowers and the fruits, and we like to see them growing more and more, and we make the gardener pour more water, and we like to manure it very often. And nowadays there are so many chemical manures there, and we try to buy them and put them there, and we try to pour more and more water, and we see the growth of it because it is our own work. Our involvement and real commitment in all these activities will really give us a sense of achievement when we see the fruits, flowers, and when we see the greenery just around us. So whenever we do some work and when the labor is good, when we see the fruits of our labor, the joy we get is always great. No? We enjoy that. So when we describe all these, let us think about the prepositions and conjunctions. So we have already seen many content words. So the nouns, we can see we know all the names of all these, and we can talk about, we can frame sentences with the nouns. They are the content words, no? Nouns, verbs, adjectives and adverbs. So we can have all these when we look at it. There is a wall, the compound wall is near the garden, and the compound wall is strong. When the wall is very strong, the compound wall is strongly built so that nobody can enter it, nobody can climb up on it and enter our garden and spoil the plants. In that way we have raised a very good wall. So everything comes to our mind, and all these sentences can be shared with our friends only when we are rich in vocabulary, and only when we know the structural words also, like prepositions, conjunctions and articles. So conjunctions very often we use in our day-to-day life, no? When I entered the garden, I was very happy. So when is a conjunction which is used here, WH word it is. It is also a question. When did you enter the garden means it's a question. And when I entered the garden, I was very happy. When I say that this sentence, there is two sentences are there. I entered the garden, I was very happy. So they are joined together with a conjunction when. When I entered the garden, I was very happy. Then it is a conjunction. Then we know we have studied in grammar as complex sentences. Try to brush up the memory of our good old school days and college days. During our grammar classes, we have studied the complex sentences in which when is used as a conjunction to join the two sentences. Otherwise, when is used as a question word, and we have the interrogative which we have already seen. No? When did you take your breakfast? When did you go to school? When did you get up this morning? When did you go to your friend's house? When did you write your examination? When did you get your certificate? When did you pay your examination fees? There are so many questions which can be raised with the word when, which is an interactive word, which expects the answer for timings. No? When we ask a question with when, it is always to know about the time. Otherwise, when it is asked, it is used as a conjunction to join the two sentences. That is what I said. When I was passing by, when I crossed the house of my friend, I was really happy to see the beautiful garden with all kinds of flowers and fruits. So, when is a conjunction to join two sentences. So, like this, all conjunctions can be used to join the sentences. Like all these words, WH words can be used as conjunctions also and as question words also. Otherwise, we have got many conjunctions. I had already told in the other video. I had my lunch, my heavy lunch, and then I had a good sleep also. So, two sentences, two separate sentences. I had a good lunch, a heavy lunch. I went for having a good sleep. These two are joined together like this, no? I had a heavy lunch and then I had a good sleep also. No? Then these are joined with and, just two sentences joined with and. And but is to for contradictory reason. I wanted to have a good sleep, but I couldn't sleep. So that is giving a contradictory idea. Like this, there are number of conjunctions. We can have another video just for conjunctions, which are commonly used in our day-to-day life only, not for written work or anything, just for our daily conversation, in our day-to-day dialogue. The conjunctions like and, but, because, as, since can be used very correctly if we know little about it, little of the rules. When we give a touch for the grammatical rules, we will be able to form correct sentences. Questions and answers can be framed correctly and have very good spoken English wherever we go, whenever we are in the midst of our friends. Bye for today.